Now, I just need to check that we're actually live on my page. I've not used this app for a little while, and I should be live. Yes, there we go. We've got sound as well. Right, shut up, Kelvin. Let me just
I've not used it.
put this here so I can see the comments. How are we doing? I've not been live on my profile for a while. Been mainly in my group. So sorry, Facebook, I'm back. Now, I'm coming on to talk about, well, there's a discussion going on with a post that I just put up. And I asked the question, which do you pay least attention to? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? And the options are nutrition, number 1, body, number 2, and 3. Number 3 is mind. What do you pay least attention to? And it's quite obvious in the answers so far that the majority of people are saying that it's mind. We pay least attention to our mind. Now, it's funny, isn't it? Like us human beings, we're weird. We know what we need to do and we don't do it. Now, paying the least amount of attention to our mind is probably the worst thing out of the 3, because if you think about it, everything we experience is in our mind. Everything we experience is in our mind. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, pain, physical feelings, emotional feelings, everything's controlled through our mind. Our motivation, our mood, our actions, procrastination, which leads into what we eat, what we drink, when we eat, when we drink, our choices, whether we exercise, and everything comes from our mind. And if your mind's not in the right place, then you're not going to look after your body and you're not going to look after your nutrition. So, despite the fact that everybody seems to answer, yeah, it's my mind, that's the one you should be taking care of the most. 100%, that's the one that you should be taking care of the most. Because, like I say, if you don't, if your mind's not in it, if you're not happy, if you're not motivated, if you're down, then everything else goes out the window. And a lot of people, too many people, rely on getting to a certain place to then have a healthy and happy mind. But it's the wrong way around. You need to nurture your mind. You need to be nice to yourself. You need to be kind to yourself. You need to set within your regime time to look after yourself mentally. Like I say, everything we experience is through our mind. So, what do we need to address with our mind? So there's things like, it's not just negative talk, putting ourselves down, pushing ourselves to the limit mentally because we're putting other people ahead of ourselves, repeating the same stories over and over again. And we all tell ourselves stories, and those stories become the reality. I'm too busy. I'm too tired. I'm too this. I'm too that. I'm not good enough. I'm not happy. Like, the more you say these things over and over to yourself, the more they become your reality, which then leaks into the physical side of your nutrition and your fitness and whether you're going to do it or not. So you've got to be setting time aside and practicing mental well-being. And that comes in different forms for different people. But preempting, and what's the word? Not preempting. Like, prevention's better than cure. So keeping yourself in a good place and taking actions to keep yourself in a good place mentally is always better than trying to claw yourself out of a hole. So that can be, like I say, it's different for different people. It's taking quiet time out for yourself. All right. Some people like to meditate. Some people like to listen to music. away from other people. Some people like to go on a walk and just sort of switch off from the world for a while. Getting your sleep. So these are sort of things that meditation, some people are meditation. These are sort of things that you can do to help clear your mind and sort of work through and sort of prevent yourself getting into a funk, prevent yourself getting into the dumps, getting down, your mental well-being deteriorating. And that is going to help you massively with the other things that you need to do, your fitness, your nutrition, your work, your family life. And the other thing is changing the story in your head. Changing the story in your head. So changing that negative thoughts, changing the negative talk, stopping yourself from putting yourself down. Far too many people talk to themselves like shit all day, every day. You probably speak to yourself more than anybody else. And that's the same for all of us. We all speak to ourselves in our little heads more than anybody else. And if you're speaking to yourself like shit all day, every day, then you're going to feel like shit. Now, it's not easy to just switch that off like that. No. But you do have a choice to either just carry on like that or to start practicing being kinder to yourself, changing that story in your head, changing the narrative that goes on, getting rid of the negative thoughts. And the only way to do that is to catch yourself doing it. Like, identify what it is you do, plan to sort of stop doing it, what you're going to do, and then practice. Whether that is negative talk and putting yourself down or repeating the same story, or whether you just identify that, okay, when I do this, when something happens, I get into a lower mood. So what I need to do is this. And think of something like, trying to think of an example, like when somebody pisses you off, right? Rather than sitting there in it and dwelling in it all day, like, go out for a walk, take your mind at rest, take your mind away from it and sort of reset. What's the word? State change. It's a state change. So rather than just sort of dealing with whatever shit's been thrown at you and just sitting there and dwelling on it, and that spirals you off into a lower mood, you have the choice to either do that or get outside or do whatever it is that's going to jump up and down, do some star jumps, go and listen to your favorite song, have 5 minutes quiet time, whatever it is, to reset, and then practice moving on from that. Practice changing the story, practice changing the behavior around it. It's not easy. It does take practice. But I mean, all the tools and all the self-help books in the world cannot fix your mental well-being without practice and repetition. That's it. There is no magic pill to getting out of a funk or changing your mental well-being and changing your state. It's practice and it's repetition, and you have to choose to do that. But it's just funny that everybody who I speak to, they know that it's probably the most important thing that they need to look after and to get into. But do they do it? No, because us human beings are weird. So yeah, I just thought I'd come on and put that out there, because it just struck me that there's loads of comments in here at the moment, and there's a few more coming in just now, that we all know that we need to look after our mental well-being. We need to look after our mind more than we do, but we just roll with it, and we don't, and we think that if we're fit, if we're healthy, then we'll be happy. It's not the right way. It doesn't work like that. Who's on here? Let's have a little wave at everyone. Hello. Yeah, all right. That's the. What have I got here? Why so time? Just looking at some of these comments. Yeah, I'm going to come back and answer any more that come on the post, but I just thought I'd come on and put my tuppence out there. As you know, Nutrition Body Mind is the name of my business, and it took me a long time to think about that. And actually, it's quite simple, isn't it? We need to look after our nutrition, we need to look after our body, and we need to look after our mind. If we don't look after all three, then we're fucked. I'll leave you with that. All right. See you later.